Alright, so a lot of you guys obviously wanted a run tutorial, and this Haunt Saggers. So this can work for pretty much any game that's in an older based update. It's called a Drag Tech. It's my personal run. I haven't seen really anybody else do this. Maybe Pleb, but I don't know, he kind of does it a little bit differently. So this works in older updates. Because they like to change the physics a lot in real Gorilla Tag. So if you see me in real Gorilla Tag, like, I won't be near this fast. Like, I won't be near this speed at all. Simply also because this game gives you long arms and speed boost. I don't have the speed boost right now, but you'll just be a lot faster in game than any other game. Okay, so my run, I call it the Drag Tech. I don't want to call it the Pull Tech. I mean, it gives you a fuck ton of pull, but I don't know, Pull Tech doesn't really sound good, so I call it the Drag Tech. So I'm just gonna simplify it as much as I fucking can. Do the normal motion, right? Kind of. Everybody just does this as the normal motion, right? Running along, you're doing this as the normal motion, okay? It's sort of like that, but it's complicated. Or a bit more complicated. So with your backhand, I'm just going to do the backhand first. Instead of just doing this, make it bigger. Now, the best tip I can give for this, keep your forearm and your wrist straight together. Don't flick your wrist, don't move it at all. Just keep it straight, because with your forearm straight, you can see my wrist is already sort of flicking just due to momentum. And my controller, it just weighs my wrist down and just makes it flick by itself. So what that does is it's hard to multitask, so it's hard to focus on what you're doing with both hands at the same time. So just let your backhand fucking go freely. Just make sure you're moving it a lot, okay? So then this run just negates the, idea of having to worry about both hands and what both hands are doing at the same time, because it's hard as fuck to multitask. With your front hand though, this is a fun part. So what I do, a lot of people do this. They go in straight. So what I do, pull my hand out, kind of like rotate my wrist a little bit, so my hand's up here, and then I go in, and then I don't know how to explain it, but I just do this, like I scoop into the ground, like this. It's sort of flat, and I scoop into the ground. What that does for me, it just gives me more pull, and so TP Tech is like that, but you want to curve your wrist like this, and then do that. But TP Tech is hard as fuck to do for long distance, because you have to do a bunch of shit with your wrists and all. And it's like, I don't know, it's just weird. But this one negates that, and it's just super smooth and simple and easy. So yeah. So I'm going to show you what the run looks like. Okay. So as you can see, you see me get pulled across the ground. That's just what pull is. You hear somebody say TP, jitter, pull, drag. That's just what they mean when you pull yourself across the ground. Because as soon as your hand leaves the ground, there's a speed cap that slows you down to 6.5. Either meters a second or feet a second. Which I think is feet, I would say. But yeah. So that's when people say you can't break speed cap. Technically you can. It's just when your hand is on the ground, it's just you pulling yourself, and the flick of your wrist just gets you farther.